There's a young man, I think he's a university kid. He has been taken to court for killing President William Samoei Ruto. Uh, those who arrested him and taking him to court, I have something to tell you. Police cells, law courts, and jails are not hotels. Why am I saying they are not hotels? Hotels, if you close the hotel in the evening, when nobody or a few customers have come to buy mandazi, then you'll have considered that the day is lost. So police cells, law courts, and jails are not hotels. I mean, you can spend a day or even days without anybody, without police arresting people, without magistrates listening to cases, or even prison without jailing anybody. And those departments will work. But if it is a hotel, you spend a day or two without even people buying one mandazi, you will close down. So that is why I'm telling those concerned with that case of that particular boy that their offices are not hotels. You not taking somebody to court does not mean you will close down the way our hotel closes. Which brings me to the time when I was a recruit, a teacher, the lesson was called PPT. That is police practical work taught in theory. T stands for theory, police practical work taught in theory. Then there was the practical part of it. We could go to a Fundisho police station, which had an OCS. We could be shown this, but in class we could have police theory. A teacher told us, can I use the correct word? An instructor told us that when we were being taught the police PPT, we were taught that the person who cleans the office of the OCS and other offices, traffic, crime, anywhere, are the people who have been arrested. Those people arrested and spend an evening in the police cells. In the morning, they'll they'll come up with water and mop the offices. Then someone once told us, somebody, one of them, one of our recruits, asked the instructor, supposing on that day, that evening, no person was arrested. Then he answered and said, if you spend the whole evening till morning and that police station has not arrested anybody, it's not a crime. It is not wrong. But what happens is the two of you, the two police constables who are at the police station, you will go pick a bucket with water and a piece of cloth and wipe and clean and mop those places. That is what we were told. But to date, I am yet to see a police station where maybe it happens because one of us asked and he was answered that, but I've never seen it. I don't know whether it happens. Uh, that is what I'm telling those who are persecuting that young man, that police stations, there is a provision where if a police station has no prisoners in the cells, that does not mean that is the end of the, or the police or the OCS will be asked and asked, why didn't you arrest anybody? He can, or the OCS can only be asked if crimes have been happening and the criminals have not been arrested. But there's no time an OCS can be asked why in the sales register that day no prisoner was arrested. And again, it is not a must to arrest people who have done anything wrong. At times you arrest, but you don't take to the police cells or even police station. You just talk to the kid. Sasa wewe unatangaza kwa mtandao ati Ruto amekufa, si utafute kitu ya kufanya. With that, there is a very big chance. You can even if you are an OCS, you can even tell that boy, sasa nikikuweka ndani, by the time case itaisha, and you are supposed to have December is when they have end of semester exams. Now you want to tell me that you'll go for supplementary exam just because you didn't, you are just useless. Sometimes, especially to young people, they do appreciate you sitting down in the OCS office. He's there, you are there. Just, okay, I am your father. Or if it is a lady, I'm your mother. Now, let us talk one on one. You find that kids of today are not kids like of our time. Yes, I was a form 6, but kids of our time, achapwe, aekwe ndani, afanye nini. But kids of today, ukitaka kumchapa vizuri, sit down, reason with him or her. I can tell you, you'll never find a better ambassador to the police than that. I am seeing, that is, it's unfortunate that I have no access to Ruto, but if I had access to Ruto, I am seeing a situation where people surrounding him are leading him astray. Yes, unaonekana unashika mtu, unaonekana unapeleka mtu kotini, unaonekana you are efficient. But the president's seat is elective. Me, as Ruto's advisor, I'll not be on the ballot paper. It is Ruto who will be on the ballot paper. And some of the things that I'm advising him are the things that will determine the outcome of the ballot in the next election. So, you people, and that is why that is why I praised Manyinya, and I'm happy that the video that I recorded on Manyinya is one of the videos that very many people have watched it. I want to say this. This is what Manyinya used to do. You go to Moi with a lot of, you could go there, tell Moi anything. Moi, you come out with a briefcase full of cash. But what damage have you done to the country? You have a briefcase full of cash. One day I'll talk about those briefcases. Because some people used to live with briefcase full of cash, but haizifiki nyumbani zote, but that is a story for another day. You leave that place, maybe you're even clever, the briefcase is full of cash. By then, the biggest amount was 200 before Jirongo came with 500. Now imagine a briefcase full of 200, even by today's standard. You leave that place with 100,000, 200,000, which in today's time is 2 million. You live there with 2 million, 5 million. But what damage have you done to country, especially Moi, having been internally a very paranoid person? So the good thing about Arap Manyinya, Kiptum Arap Manyinya, he used to vet those people. Are you going to see the president? What are you going to see? Ah, wacha uonekane we ni mtu ya fitina. Anyway, there are rumors that Kiptum slapped Biwott. No, Kiptum never slapped Biwott. My understanding is Kiptum slapped na mangumi. Eh? WWE, ukipelekea president fitina. We need a lot of Kiptum Arap Manyinyas, even now. Back to this young man. He is not the only person who has done that. A lot of people, if you are in social media, I've seen those things. I've seen all those things. In fact, one of them is Honorable Selassie. And we have had 2 state funerals of late. That is Moi and Kibaki. So some people are just lifting up pictures of one of those and say it has this has just landed in Eldoret and whatever. Let me tell you people, especially those people who are doing it, including Selassie, they are still kids. This Mzee, who is in his mid-60s, let me tell you a secret that I've learned. If you stay the whole day praying to God that, oh, hey, muondoe fulani kwa I tell you, that is the mandate that God does not want to share with anybody. I just want you to go to your home area and look at those bad people. I'm sure you have even come across people who say, na watu wanakufaga, mbona fulani ni mbaya hakufi? It's because you spend time praying to God, amuondoe. There's a lady who sang the song, ombea adui yako aishi siku nyingi. But then hakuna haja ya kuombea adui yako aishi siku nyingi. If you want your adui to stay for long, just pray to God akufe haraka. You'll find watu wanakufa na huyu ambaye ni mbaya hakufagi. Kwa nini? It's because you keep on praying God. And another thing, don't pray for anybody's death. Enough of that. Ruto is the president. At the end of the day, he's the one to decide whom to follow. At the end of the day, it is his name that appears on the ballot paper. But let me tell you, and this is a video that I recorded among my very first videos about the visit that I was to go to Kabarak. During his last days on earth, Moi lived, I think Kibaki taught him a lot. Kibaki taught Moi a lot that you don't have to answer everything that by either killing those people or even jailing them or anything. Just tell them Mavia Kuku. Things go on. Towards the end of his days, I have recorded that, and you'll have time to watch that video on. It was 2 years ago. On my visit, which was I was to go to Kabarak, Moi reached a place and regretted killing people and detaining people and whatever. And the purpose for my going to Kabarak was for him to see the position I was in, and just because I said Kibaki would make a better president than Moi, then we had agreed that niende na hiyo matambara the way I looked, so that Moi, and you see, if I would have met Moi, ningetoka huko niko vizuri, hii kunaona ningenona mapema hii kunaona ningenona mapema. But as I've said in that video, it reached a time when as I've said in that video, reached a time when I was told that Moi was not feeling well. Why can't you wait for him until he apone? As I was waiting, then his son Jonathan died. When the son died, things were happened that way, and Moi died and was buried without me meeting him. If I were to meet Ruto, I would tell him not to worry about those people who are showing pictures of a presidential funeral because of my principle. I get annoyed and I get worried if somebody tells the truth and the truth comes to be against me. In any argument, in any debate, if you are debating with somebody or arguing with somebody, and the person turns and starts either exaggerating things or even cheating about you, you should be you should be happy because he's lying, and lying means that he cannot find the truth to pin you. Imagine somebody saying, "JI-TENGE, you've done this," and then that is when I realized what I did is it would really shows a bad picture. Then I should be worried. But then when somebody says that I did something that I did not do, or I was in a place where I was not there, or I said something that I did not say, it is a realization and an acceptance by that person that he wants to pin me down and he has no fact. So I'm not in the wrong. Another thing I've noticed is that you call it a red herring. This young man and others, and that is what I may tell Ruto. When you find people coming up with the false stories, fake stories, and whatever, it means that you are in the right. It means that they have looked for something to look for you and are unable. So you should realize that you should continue with what you're continuing. I have also talked about hostile surveillance, which I request you to watch that video. It shows that when people have become hostile to you, it is that you are on the right trajectory. They don't want to be you to be there, and that is why they are coming up. This young man and other people who are spreading the story that Ruto is dead and maybe there is a vehicle, there is a presidential funeral procession to Eldoret and whatever. What they are trying to do is that they have looked for things to pin Ruto on and they are unable. So they are coming up with those things. You know, a lot of people have associated Ruto with Moi. Mostly they have associated him on the tribal basis because they come from the same collection of tribes, Kalenjin, and also, and so on and so forth. So they are trying to do that. And if Ruto makes a mistake of falling for that trap, then ni juu yake, because I've always believed that as much as we blame the people who take fitina there, we also have to blame even more on the person who receives with open hands fitina. Why am I saying so? If you become like a Kibaki, the person whom I was sacked for supporting, if you become like Kibaki, you know, Kibaki, somebody could come with fitina, and when the person goes and you ask Kibaki, what was that person telling you? Alikuja tu na akaongea hivi na akaongea hivi. If you want to know how Kibaki can confuse you with his talk, kindly go to YouTube to the funeral of Nderito Agashagwa. Kibaki talked for 30 minutes and even he himself did not understand what he had said. So if you are that type of a person, somebody comes with his fitina and finds that they do nothing, they'll not come. But if you make a mistake of trying to listen to those people, then that is uh, up to you. If the young man or any other person criticized Ruto for what Ruto is doing, then Ruto has means to worry. Just like I'm about to tell him that You come up with good ideas, but you try to impose them on people. Like saying, the last two presidents failed, and I'll try to do that. One thing, a human being, if you impose something on them, if it comes out well, nothing happens. But if it fails, they'll go back. Uh, I'm very much affected by this thing. These two things about they now call it shisha, and now they're calling it I don't know what. Taifa, Taifa Care. These are good ideas. These are things that Kenyans are very understanding people. Your Excellency, if you sit down with them, because anything you do, any rich person will tell you that for every 1 million shillings he made or she made, there is a million times he or she tried and failed. So for every successful thing, there are very many failures there. Chances of this thing not working at all, or even not working according to your expectation, are high. But if you just say naysayers and whatever, uh, you will lose in both ways, east or west. You will lose. So kindly know that these are human beings. If anybody meets Eugene Wamalwa, we have a common ancestor called Karandini. Karandini is a nickname that he was given, which is guarantee. And Karandini, were he to be alive today, would tell you, if you tell somebody don't pass here, a human being will now pass. But if you just open the place and say anybody can go through anytime or anything, so nobody would do that. But when kwani anasema hapa tusipite, that is how human beings are. But if you sit down and reason with the people, you find that you succeed. And not only do you succeed, there is nothing as good as having people's moral support. Uh, and that is why I'm very particular on issues of SHA, Taifa Care, and the student-based what? Student-based funding. Imagine they have completed the whole semester. Other students were given boom, they have not been given. They are going to the second semester and they are closing for 3 days, not 2 weeks that they used to close. They are going to close for 3 days because of the university, the lectures strike. They are doing that because of the lecture strike. Now, you have told the universities not to chase them and wait the outcome of the court. Now, when the outcome of the court comes, you see the way the need is increasing. You see, these are how many semesters? Now, when the court comes and determines something, another semester will go on. Supposing the semester, uh, supposing the court decides that now the students pay. They were supposed to pay 2 semesters ago. By the time the High Court decides that, yeah, the students will have to pay, that will be 3 semesters or more. It means that the students are now going to pay more. Are you reading what I'm trying to say? Could it be that is the reason why the student wished Ruto dead? Come on. Ruto, if you are a lawyer, you'd be in the age group called Chuma. You are a middle stage, not age, middle stage Chuma, and I'm a senior Chuma. I would tell you as a member of the Chuma age group that we were given 2 ears and 1 mouth. Sometimes the way you handle things are not good. And coming from a person whom a lot of people insist that is your propagandist, listen. Listen to me and listen carefully. You may win, not you may win. You will win the next election, but you should win not because you have won a lot of ballots marked for you, but you have won the hearts of Kenyans. Please listen. Listen to people. And what you are talking after the effect is not good. Because you are saying, you have already concluded, and if it was Moi's time, it would have been a secret message to the judges. You say almost half of the universities were about to be bankrupt. So in one way, you're trying to say that whether the students want or not, they will pay more. That is one thing you are saying. Another thing is you are giving, and those are the things that I'm telling you that may have led this student to wish you dead. As I've told the young people, it's not good to wish somebody dead, but it's also not good to wish. To just say it is my way. It is either my way or the highway. That is not good. My age mate, please think about it. I think this is the only way I can talk to you. I have no access to you. Uh, the other thing I wanted to say was about, it was getting out of my mind, but now I've remembered it, about your contribution to the church. I want to tell you, you went back. Unajua, I don't know whether you have seen it or the people around you have seen it, but you have a habit of kujipiga kifua. Yes, you have a habit of kujipiga kifua. You say Catholic have told you, you have heard, and let us say that you must give out the money, even if it is. Why don't you do it the way the Bible says? The Bible says, when the right hand gives, the left hand should not be. It is appearing, and appearances can also be very effective. It is appearing that you are. Why don't I mean? Okay, for a lack of a better way to say it, why don't you follow that? What the right hand does, the left hand should not know. Why should you stand at the altar and say? Why should you stand at the altar and say that oh, nyumba ya padri ilikuwa ijaisha pesa ngapi, come and whatever that. Why don't you send your PA to do that, and it is done without the right hand doing? That is what the Bible says, and you are saved when you are informed too at Kapsabet High School. I expect, coming from somebody whom people associate to be one of your strongest supporters, I think you can listen to that. Thank you.